Do I like the cold?
Yeah.
At night I do.
At night?
For sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Do you not like the
No,
cold?
I love the cold.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I thought you meant like walking outside at night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. I mean, I don't think I mind the cold, but like I'd probably prefer like 60s, 70s.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in that stretch right now because I remember last year, I think it was late Jan, early Feb, there was like a 3-week stretch where it was just brutal. I don't know if you remember that. There was like 1 week in Feb last year where it was just so bad, and then it got better like late Feb. But
yeah, I mean, I actually don't really care about the cold too much. It's more the ground for me, especially because I'm wearing like really crappy shoes. If you want to look at these. So yeah, so like when I walk.
Your feet get cold?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, so when it's like slushy outside and like, cause the salt will melt the snow. Like sometimes my socks get wet and then it's oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, I have these shoes. They have like, they have a pretty thick sole.
Yeah.
So like I was surprised. I'll be walking through like feet of snow and my socks just didn't get wet.
Really?
So.
It definitely looks pretty tall. Does it actually make you taller too?
I think so. These are the Air Max 90s.
Hey, well played, bro.
I remember I first saw these shoes in high school because there was this kid in my school who was like the same height as me and he's obsessed with shoes and he ordered these shoes because he's like, oh my god, they boost your height and all this shit. And I was like, bro, how much does it really impact? Like, you look the same to me, you know? But then like my friend also got them recently and I need new shoes, so I'm like, might as well get these. So. They're nice. I feel like they honestly they increase your height by like 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I used to have a pair like that. So might have to reinvest a little bit.
Changes your whole life.
Yeah, 5'8" isn't easy sometimes. You know? But
yeah,
no, that's all good.
We traveled a little bit over winter break, and we went to somewhere that was pretty cold, like in North Europe.
I saw you went skiing.
Yeah. Well, skiing sick. That was in the Arb.
That was in the Arb?
Yeah, the video of my story.
Do they have? Was that like an actual hill?
It was like a tiny slope.
So who had skis?
My friend Diego. So we were actually doing a podcast during exam week. And he's like, yeah, I'm just planning on skiing the Arb tonight. And I'm like, well, skiing the Arb? That sounds sick. Let me come. And then I don't think he realized I've never skied before. So I'm like trying to put the boot on. He's like, you don't know how to put the boot on. But then, yeah, it ended up just being a lesson. Like he was just teaching me, and it was really icy, and I fell over like 100 times. But yeah, I was just.
That's how the first time goes. Hey, dude, next time you gotta go to like, you gotta make a trip out to Boyne or something.
Oh, that's far though. It's like a 6-hour drive, right?
Do you have places in Jersey?
I guess the Poconos, I think.
Oh, Poconos? Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I gotta do a little bit more skiing before it gets warm again, because we only have like a month or two left. But my friends went to Brighton last night. Have you hit up that hill yet or no?
No, although it's like pretty popular.
Yeah,
I know.
I heard it's mid, so.
Yeah, the place where I'm from, it's a place called Alpine Valley. It's also pretty mid, I would say, but like it's just where everyone used to go growing up. So
yeah, we went snow tubing a couple nights ago though.
Oh fun. Yeah, was that fun?
Yeah, because I remember it was like 11:30 and I was just getting Chipotle and heading home. And my friend calls me. He's like, I'm trying to retard Max. So he said, you gotta go snow tubing, and he sent me this photo. He had like this giant like inflatable thing like you'd like use on what we call like in like the lazy river in Six Flags or something. And
how do you just have that?
We threw this in the back of our car. So we were trying to inflate it because it was uninflated, and like I went through my car and I found like from when we used to play spike ball, I found like the ball pump.
Oh, and you used
in my trunk. So we tried it, but it wasn't like the pin was too small, so it wasn't fitting in there.
Oh, okay.
So then we had, I don't know if you know John, right? John Washer.
Yeah.
So he's just blowing into it.
Tall guy, right?
Yeah, he's just like blowing into the shit. But yeah, it's pretty fun. We just this is the same slope in the Arb. We're just like shoving each other down the hill.
That's a good enough hill.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But then coming back up every time, it's like 5 seconds of fun. You have to walk up for 20 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, hey, good experience though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what'd you do over break though? I interrupted you. Sorry.
So we went to Norway.
Norway?
Yeah.
What'd you do in Norway?
So the initial we weren't really planning on going anywhere this year, but around Thanksgiving break, I think I was like reading something online and I was looking at the Northern Lights and I was like, dude, it'd be so epic if we could just see that. So I bring up the idea to my dad, and he thinks it's such a good idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
My mom and sister are like, they hate the cold, and we keep I mean, like, the last few vacations have always been cold vacations, and they just keep getting dragged into this shit. So we're planning on going to Greenland to see the Northern Lights, which would have been epic, but we were kind of booking it late, so there was all the flight tickets were like 30 hours. You have to go to Europe and go to Greenland and all this stuff. And it was kind of crazy and wasn't really working out. So we almost canceled it, but then like my sister brought up Norway, I think, and then we ended up getting a ticket there. But we wanted to see the lights, but we didn't end up seeing the lights. So.
No. So what did you do then? Just visit a lot of places, or?
Yeah, so it's really interesting there because there's very limited hours of sunlight.
Yeah.
So near the south of Norway, you would get maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sunlight, but as you get north, there were days with like 2 hours of sunlight.
Really? So like, so what do you end up doing?
So it was kind of tough because it was just dark all the time. But our goal was to go all the way up north to see the lights. So we had 4 stops along the way to get there. So we started in Oslo, which is the main city, and then our plan was to go to first stop Lillehammer, then stop at Troydam, and then stop at Mo i Rana, and then go to Bodo, which was our final destination, because it's a 16-hour drive total. Dang. So we figured we split it up a few days at a time and kind of explore the area along the way. So that's what we did, and the first 3-4 days were good. And then the story begins when we get to Mo i Rana.
Yeah, what happened there?
It's like a random town with nothing to do there, and it was just right in the middle of the 2 major cities we're trying to get from Troydam to Bodo, which is going to be like where we see the lights. But we get to Mo i Rana, there's like nothing to do there. We're all tired. I've been driving all day, so we go to bed in our little hotel, and it was like 7. We were sleeping really early those days because the whole like sunlight stuff fucks with your whole system. So like 7-8 o'clock would be checked out. Yeah. But so everyone was sleeping at 7, and I'm like, I wasn't that tired. So I tried to go to like a coffee shop to just get some like work done or something. So I started walking around, and the thing is, there's the whole week of Christmas, like everything is always closed in Norway, because they take the holidays really seriously or something. But the coffee shop was closed, so I just ended up walking around, and it's pretty fun because I walked around the town, and then I ended up just finding this giant lake at night, and it was pretty cool. But the next day I go back to my room, I'm taking a shower, I think, and I hear this weird sound, and it sounds like a pipe was broken or like a high pitched sound, and it was like a budget hotel, like a local owned one. So I was like, I don't know what I thought I broke something or something was broken somewhere, but I just took my shower. But when I finished my shower, I still heard the sound, and it was like whistling kind of sound. Oh shit! It was weird.
That couldn't have been good.
So I just went to bed, and we heard just weird sounds all night, and I'm just like so checked out and so tired. I don't even like think about it or process it. And the next morning, I wake up and I see my dad at his computer, and he's still in his pajamas, and he tells me that there was like a giant snowstorm last night, and what I was hearing was like wind.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was wind outside.
Nothing wrong with anything. It was just a crazy storm.
So all the roads were closed because there's one highway, and this highway is very narrow, and we couldn't like use it to get to the next town. So we didn't know what to do because we booked everything, and we decided to just like play by the ear and like stay an extra night in Mo i Rana. They had availability in the hotel, so we stayed an extra night. So we spent another day over there with nothing to do, just kind of wandering around, and finally the roads opened, but I was checking the forecast, and because of the storm, it was so cloudy up in Boda that we would not even see the lights. Like the chance of seeing them was so low.
Oh really? So
I spent hours researching like where we can go, and like Norway's right here, Sweden's right next to it on the east coast. So I found this like name of a town that maybe we could drive to 6 hours away, that we could see the lights from there. But then there's more road closures along the way there, and then it was also a low chance of seeing it there. So we pretty much gave up on the Northern Lights. We're like, the weather's bad. So we figured we do have like 4 or 5 days left. Let's not waste it. Let's go down to the west of Norway, because that's where the beautiful scenery is and everything that people talk about when you see photos of Norway. Yeah,
I saw a few of your Instagram photos. That was sweet.
I think there's a video of me on the cruise, right? There's like a small ship in the mountains, and that was pretty sick.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we end up driving down. It's like an 11-hour drive, and we figured we'd just like keep driving and we'd figure it out as we go, where we'd stay, because we probably wouldn't be able to do the whole thing in a day. And because we ended up stopping a little bit as we went, and then we ended up around 4 p.m. booking a hotel at this like town that was a few hours away. So we've been driving for 4 hours total that day so far, and we were about 2 hours away from that town called Donbas. And it took us on a different highway, because there's a main E6 highway that runs north to south, but a shortcut to Donbas is like you take this local highway, and there's like no turns for like hours, hundreds of kilometers. Yeah. And we get like so far deep on that highway, and we hit a road closure.
Oh no! Did you have to? So you had to turn back?
So we had to go all the way around. It added 4.5 hours of travel time. Went back on the E6, and on a separate highway to get back. Like,
gosh.
we were so close, we had to go around like this. So we ended up driving like 10 hours that day.
Dang. So your GPS like didn't even know about it
No,
or
it didn't.
anything? Oh my god.
And even as we started driving the other way for like 4 hours, it kept telling us to turn around and go that way. Even when we got to this other highway, saying that's way is quicker, that way is quicker. So I
Dang,
had to just like look at the map and figure it out myself.
You guys must have been practicing some crazy patience, dude. I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, I love driving, so.
Were you doing a lot of the driving?
I drove the whole day.
Oh, really? Dang, bro.
And, you know, I figured I'd give the wheels up at some point, but I just love driving so much. I ended up just like, I didn't get tired. I was just driving all day.
Hey,
You know?
yeah, driving's fun.
I'll take any excuse to be behind the wheel for like hours.
Yeah. Was it snowing a lot or no?
Low-key, no.
Okay.
There was, like,
Roads were
besides that
fine?
one day, there was snow on the ground, but it was pretty much just like cloudy days. Just,
Okay.
yeah.
What was the speed limit? Typically.
Usually like 80 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
So that's what, like 60 miles per hour?
Yeah. something
Yeah,
like that.
usually between 80 to 90, because the roads are like, it's usually just like a one-lane highway. There's like one lane this way, one lane that way,
Mhm.
and it just winds around mountains and shit. the whole
Okay,
time.
yeah.
It's really beautiful
That's-
drive.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I would have
but,
figured.
When you get closer to main cities, then it gets to 100 to 120. But,
Okay.
usually
What would
110
that be?
usually.
Dang.
Yeah, 110 is like 70, 80, I think, miles per
Okay.
hour. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's pretty legit. Yeah, I think like in some European countries, like it's 120 is typical, like in Italy and stuff.
Really?
So it's pretty fast.
Probably fun.
Yeah. Did you hear? There's like this highway in Germany. I've never been, but someone told me about this highway where there's no speed limit,
Really?
and people drive like maniacs. They go like 200 kilometers sometimes.
I wonder how many deaths they have, or
Oh,
just
keep
general
researching that.
accidents.
Research
Yeah.
this up. I'm curious. It's like the German highway. We don't have Tao anymore.
I know.
German highway without speed
Pull it
limit.
up.
So approximately half of the German network has no mandatory speed limit, featuring only a recommended limit of 130 kilometers per hour,
Wow.
81 miles per hour.
So basically half. There's no like regulated speed limit.
No, that you can't get pulled over for speeding. I wonder. So if you're still liable for accidents caused by excessive speed, so you can get fined if you
Mhm.
get into an accident because of your speed. But German highway top speed limit, that's approximately six. Okay, wait, yeah. Contributing to a significant portion of traffic fatalities, roughly 400 to 500 people die annually on German motorways.
I wonder how that compares to like the U.S.
Yeah, let me search it up.
400 to
This is
500.
U.S. Because U.S. people drive pretty fast too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, for a lot of people, the speed limit doesn't stop.
So there's
stop
more.
them.
There's more accidents in the U.S. per billion kilometers driven. So
Interesting.
Germany has 2.7 fatalities per billion kilometers, and the U.S. has 4.5.
Wow.
Because who follows speed limits in the U.S., bro?
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a specific strategy they chose to do. Like, there's no speed limit, but there's recommendations. So like, you know how just like if there's rules, people are naturally gonna want to break it. Like, I wonder if because they just have it as a recommendation, people are like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, I don't feel like breaking any rules or anything like that, or
Maybe.
like there's no rules to break, so I don't need to go that fast.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
question. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like people love to break rules.
True.
You ever
Yeah.
follow speed limits like 65 miles per hour highway?
I mean, typically I go like 4 over.
4 over?
Yeah.
Like around 70, 75.
Yeah, just
Cause-
because like that's a speed limit. The speed I feel like cops
Comfortable.
won't pull you over for.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If I do see a cop, I'll like slow
Hit the
down a
brakes.
little bit, but like I don't know. If you're like 2 to 4 over, I feel like they're not gonna do anything. But like anything 5 or over, it's a little sketchy. I feel like. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like 20% over the speed limit is typically safe in my opinion, but then like I feel like it's very rare to get pulled over. Like what 20%? Let's say like in 25, it's like going 30, you're probably fine. In 45, going like 54 is probably fine.
Mhm.
So like typically in Jersey, our highways are 65 mile per hour. So
Mhm.
usually like 78 is the fastest I'll go to 65. And I don't think you get pulled over if you go 78 unless like
Really?
unless the cop is really like having a bad day, and you're the only guy on the highway.
Okay, maybe not, but I
But
don't know.
over here, I don't know if the culture is different here because the speed limits are 70 on the highways here, right?
Yeah, generally.
So fastest I'll go is like 80, 84.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably fine too. I feel like generally if you're just following the flow of traffic, that's like you're not going to get pulled over. So like if people are going like 80 plus in the left lane, like there's probably not anything they can really do
Yeah,
about it.
definitely.
Which is generally, I feel like, what happens a lot of the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that like I feel like most people who I hear getting pulled over are typically like 90 or some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got people in like BMWs just trying to like race people and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's just pissing me off when people like cutting up traffic and just like
Yeah,
cutting in front
that's
of
a
me.
little
Like,
crazy.
That's just kind of stupid. But,
Yeah.
because you know those people that be just chasing each other down the road.
Do you know anyone who drives like that?
Yeah, my friend Mache.
Yeah. I
He's-
have a few friends who drive a little crazy. But
Yeah, I know. It's like a little bit scary always when you're in the car with him.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like
Yeah.
from Poland, and he's telling me people that drive like that all the time over there. But,
Yeah. I don't know.
he goes fast, bro.
Really?
Like, he'll be hitting 100, 110. Like, he drove me to the airport once, and I'm like, bro, calm down.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you do it yourself, but when you have like someone else in your car, just like out of, I don't know, respect for the fact that their life is in your hands, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because
But-
I used to get excited when my friends were in the car with me, so I drive faster thinking that they were enjoying the experience more. But then, like, when I sat in the car with someone who was driving that fast and I felt like so unsafe, I'm like, bro, just slow down. That's why I started, like, when I have a passenger now, you should just drive slow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it kind of depends, like, what kind of person you are. Like, some people probably actually do enjoy, like, being a passenger and going fast, but, like...
I doubt it,
Yeah,
though.
me personally,
I don't
not
like it.
exactly.
I don't like it. When I'm by myself, I drive pretty fast.
Yeah.
It depends on the mood I'm in. Like, when I'm in Jersey, usually, I'm not really in the mood to drive that fast. So, like, I'll go... Like, sometimes I'm in the mood. I just go speed limit sometimes. But then, like, when I'm, like, really in the mood to just go fast, I just go really fast. Like, especially, like,
Yeah.
if I'm, like, studying all night, I'm going back home at, like, State Street. Like, it's just empty. I just fucking whip down that road.
Yeah. Does music you listen to also affect, like,
Yeah.
how fast you go?
Yeah, I'll be
Like, if you're in the
screaming
mood, you
fucking
put on
songs,
some
bro.
crazy song.
I'll be screaming fucking songs. As I'm
Yeah.
driving.
Do you have, like a favorite car song you like to play?
Ooh. There's definitely a lot of different artists that get me going, but dude, screaming the Beatles is like so much fun when I'm driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, their songs are like so emotional and it just gets me going. So I blast the Beatles a lot.
Yeah.
I also like. Have you listened to Tory Lanez' album "Love Me Now"?
Yeah.
That album is incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's one of my favorite like modern trap albums.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of good albums. That's a good one for sure.
Yeah. Do you like Tory Lanez a lot or?
Yeah, not as much as a lot of people like him, I think, but like I still think he's definitely a good artist for sure.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like a lot of
yeah.
people like his like R&B stuff more, like the Color Violet and stuff. But
Mhm.
I feel like his hip hop, like his rapping, is just so good.
No, yeah, because okay, do you know like the history of like the types of music that he likes to make?
No,
'Cause
tell
was
me.
it rap before? I don't know
Oh.
personally, but I think he did like rap and then switched to R&B, or was it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Because definitely like more recent songs, it's like generally more R&B, or at least the popular ones, R&B. I feel like, but he definitely has a lot of like good rap songs for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
So.
So you
Yeah.
listen to a lot of trap songs, right? Like modern trap.
Yeah.
I look at our blend. I was.
Yeah, yeah.
fan
No, I was surprised honestly that we had 88% like similarity,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I guess I mean. Generally, when I listen to music, it's at the gym. So like, I like to listen to a lot of like upbeat like stuff that'll get me hyped up a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like trap. Honestly, like white girl music, dude. I like white girl
What's your
music.
favorite song?
Just like generally.
Yeah. Like, what's your favorite white girl song?
Favorite white girl song, dude. Oh
What comes to
gosh.
mind first?
The one I've been listening to recently is "Dancing in the Dark" by Rihanna.
What does that
You
go
know that
like?
song?
I don't know. I play it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and
It's
play
in
it.
the dark.
It's the one from Home. Have you ever watched that movie?
No, I don't think so.
It's like I forgot the dude's name. Yeah.
Oh, this one, the animated movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I think I watched that like a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Rihanna has a lot of good songs.
Yeah, she does.
Like, please don't stop the music.
Yeah.
She's fire.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
I
Ariana
listen to a
Grande
lot of
too.
Rihanna.
Yeah, she's good. I think her and Ariana Grande are just.
Ariana Grande
Yeah.
got some good stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. Anyways, our last podcast was like a year ago, and I remember we talked about a lot of like deep stuff about
Mhm.
like life and direction and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, how that's evolved over this last year, because we see each other sporadically.
Mhm.
I'll see you in the gym, or every now and then we'll have like these small conversations. But I would like, if you look back at the last year, has anything changed in your life outlook, or have you grown in ways that you're proud of? Or
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like goals, a lot of them are still similar. Like I'm always trying to better myself, like physically, mentally, academically, but in terms of like improvements that I've seen with myself, like definitely in the gym, I'm a bit stronger. Like in terms of like number wise, I feel like it's not as noticeable just because like for a long period of time, like I hadn't benched, although I'm trying to get back into that a little bit. Like, I've been texting you about that, but like, just generally like with my back, legs, chest, been getting stronger with that. I'd say like the main thing I've noticed is like my back, I would say, like lat pull downs. I've gotten a lot stronger. Remember last year I was doing like 70 on the machine, so I guess that's like 140 for a lot of machines. Now I'm doing 90 on that.
Let's go, bro.
So that's a bit better. Yeah, always trying to get better on that one. Sometimes my ego definitely gets the best of me. I'll up the weight a little bit on that. But yeah, in terms of like eating healthy, I feel like that's probably the worst part, honestly, just full disclosure. I wouldn't say like I eat bad necessarily, but just like that's probably the least amount of change that I've seen. I don't know. I feel like it can be difficult to like make the right choice in certain situations, just because like making a more unhealthy choice it can be easier, especially at like dining halls, just with the options of food. Like I always try to have a healthy option, but I feel like I tend to like have a healthy option and then like supplement it with like other unhealthy options in one meal. So like it'd be better if I could just go back to the healthy option and get more of that. So like, I mean, I always get like a chicken dish or like salmon if they have salmon, but then like literally just on Friday, like chicken tenders, like I got the chicken tenders and fries. So it'd be better if I just kept getting the salmon, right? But I mean, I guess it is what it is. As long as I'm, conscious of it, I'll do my best to make the change and do better with it next time. But
yeah,
do you have any recommendations for like how you
diet?
can? Yeah, because I mean, I know you said that you're generally like pretty good about being disciplined in that sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ironically, that's also one of the things, at least in 2026, that's been kind of interesting for me with diet, because I think for a long period of time I had no cravings. Like it was around junior, senior year of high school when I started eating healthier and started eating meat.
Yeah, I remember
for
that.
like my entire freshman year of college, I ate like almost no sugar, nothing unhealthy, no bread, like nothing like super unhealthy. And it was odd because I just didn't have that many cravings to eat unhealthy. And I think when in retrospect, a lot of that was also because of I would routinely consume content that showed me how unhealthy the food I was eating was, because I was reading a book for a long period of time, and since with school I was busy, so it took me a long time to finish the book. But there was a book called Ultra Processed People, and I think looking back in retrospect, I think the book was a little bit too extreme, but nevertheless the effects were positive in my own life, because whether it was true or not, like at least 80% of it was true. So I was
helped you make
healthier.
Good decisions. Yeah.
Because I would just look at pancakes and just feel like disgusted a little bit.
Did you see anything like specifically about pancakes, or just like that type of food that like made you think that way?
I guess the book really broke down like how the ingredients and how processed, like the whole process between. Sorry, I'm using the word process so many times. Fuck.
No,
the whole accurate. The whole process from how they get how they manufacture these ingredients in the factory, like how the effects on your body, the effects on different parts of your body, and then over time how that blends into like you see a pancake in front of you, but what's the sugar doing to you, what's this ingredient doing to you, what's the syrup doing to you, and there wasn't like the book said pancakes are bad, but it was consuming so much content about all like the whole like conspiracy theory of the whole food pyramid and all this shit that made me look at a pancake and just feel disgusting. And I think because of that, it was so easy for me to maintain a healthy diet. But now that I've like stopped reading that book, and I've kind of grown a little bit, like I don't know, I felt like some cravings have returned in the last few months, and nothing too crazy. I'm not like eating unhealthy every day, but throughout the week, like I'm getting more cravings and I lean into them a few more times too. Like There's been a couple times that even this semester, like maybe 4 or 5 times where at breakfast, I'll look at the pancakes or the French toast and I'm like, they look really damn good. I'm gonna have them today, you know?
Yeah.
And I also had like, you know, a turkey burger once, like a few weeks ago, because like, it just looked really good. And I would still say I'm pretty healthy, but you know, I did notice the cravings coming back. And in terms of advice, like again, like I would say relatively you're really healthy, you know? So it's, I know if it's a goal for yourself to do better, then it's like, I really think it's really a game of like your mind in terms of like the way your mind kind of processes stuff every day. Because I feel like I noticed that when I was around people who were like really healthy or reading content or watching videos about that, it really instilled it in me. And I think now since I've moved away from that, the cravings are kind of returning. So I feel like it's really about like, you know, maybe like I can use an analogy in like other areas of life. Like I feel like the stage of life I'm in right now is like I really just want to do well in like my career, and I want to like land a good startup this summer, and I want to do well in my own startup. So, and I think, you know, going to these club meetings and being around like smart people, like whether the KTP Rush or the V1 events, literally just a week or two being around them has just like changed, like how hard I've been working on like my startup and like ideas I'm getting for like this summer, like how I can like apply to stuff. And it's literally just the only thing I changed like who I was around. So maybe like I feel like I've noticed that a lot. Like I'm getting kind of unhealthier, but maybe like, you know, being around more healthy people would help me with that. But I don't know, that's always helped me. So
yeah, no, I mean it's definitely interesting hearing you talk about like how when you consumed the content that would show you like how bad certain foods are, that helped you a lot. Because I feel like with my family loves listening to all these different podcasts about health and what kinds of foods are good and bad for you, and they're like super big health nuts when they listen to that kind of stuff, and like when you talk about how when you like veered away from it a little bit more, like then you had the cravings a little bit more, is also like similar to what happens with my family too. Like just I remember over the vacation, my family, we like when we were in the car, we liked listening to podcasts, and this guy, Andrew Huberman, do you know him? Yeah. We like listening to him, and he'll have people on, give good advice, and based on that, like there's always some sort of like new plan for a diet that my mom and dad will have, and they'll do that. And so like every time I come home from college, I get to learn about like this new thing that like it's important to not eat this, or like the certain effect that something has when you eat it. So it's interesting that like you had a similar experience where like consuming content that would tell you what food is bad kind of influences the way that you decide to eat. So
yeah, that's cool you saw that as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, do you feel like you're healthier at home and less healthy here?
Yeah, I would say so, just because like my family only buys healthy food generally, so like even when I am craving something, the most unhealthy option that there is in the house is like, I don't know, like
carbs, like bread.
Yeah, bread. We used to have like trail mix that had like M&Ms mixed in. That's really the most unhealthy thing I could really think my family has ever really bought. Yeah, I know. So, but yeah, definitely being here, and especially like at dining halls, like it's so common to see people like take unhealthy food. It's definitely harder to make good decisions for sure, I would say. When
you crave an unhealthy food, or you tend to eat unhealthy, what type of food is it typically? Because you said chicken tender, right? So it's like,
yeah, I mean,
like, do you ever have cravings for like the desserts or anything?
Yeah, definitely. Although like I 100% have a sweet tooth, but like I know how bad sugar is for you, and like I definitely find it easier for me to cut that stuff out. Like I haven't had dessert in the dining hall, I don't think, really at all this year.
Great.
But actually, you know what? I have had ice cream before.
Once or twice is fine, though.
But yeah, generally it's a lot easier for me to stay away from that. But like, it's a bit easier to justify carbs, I think, which is why like I think it happens a lot. So yeah.
I feel the same way. I'm like, oh, just protein.
Yeah, like chicken tenders, like it's, when you think about it, it's easy to justify because it's like, oh, I mean, at the very least, I'm getting more protein in, but like, there's just a lot of better options than chicken tenders. So yeah.
So you go to dining hall like every meal, or?
Not every meal. I pretty much always make myself eggs for breakfast every day, but lunch and dinner, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because I was at Mojo for lunch today, and I had a craving today as well.
Yeah.
They had like the halal chicken, like the Indian style one, where it's like they have the rice and like the small stuff it comes with it. It comes like that naan bread, if you know. And like I was like, dude, I looked at that bread, it looks so good. I was like, nah, I can't have it. Cause I knew
yeah,
like,
dude, no,
I'd buy that
bread
from Costco and like put so much shit in it.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I've definitely I've tried it before.
It's gas.
It's pretty dang good.
So, yeah, it's just like self control. It takes time, but
yeah.
Yeah, man. So when you and your family like watch all these podcasts, I feel like, I don't know how much Huberman gets into this, but I'm sure like a lot of podcasts are always trying to pitch like this diet versus that diet. And I think after all you've kind of reflected on and in your own life experiences, like in your eyes, do you have like a view of what a healthy diet means to you? Like what do you think?
I don't think there's like a specific type of diet that's necessarily the best for anyone. I just feel like the main thing is staying away from sugar. And I guess depending on your needs, carbs as well. Because like obviously if you're an athlete and you're exercising a lot, I think carbs is pretty important. I mean, obviously you want to make sure it's like the right kind of carbs, but like it just kind of depends like what your needs are, I think. But just like most important is probably staying away from like processed foods, like sugary foods without any fiber. Like like fruit is fine, just because I mean I don't know the specifics of how it works, but I just know like fiber helps break it down and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know too much about it, but just generally that seems to be the best way to go. Do you have any idea on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as you. I mean, I've explored all these different rabbit holes for. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish first. Sorry, I got a little excited.
You're good. Because like people talk about the carnivore diet, the keto diet.
Yeah.
Vegetarian diet.
Have you tried any of those?
Not really, no. I mean, I was vegetarian for 17 years, but that was because of like my family's culture. But in retrospect, I think that based on the science that we have, I don't think you can justify any of those diets.
Like by themselves?
Yeah. What I've noticed is that, there's these huge communities of carnivore dieters, this huge community of vegetarian dieters, this huge community of ketogenic dieters, and they all have their own scientific studies that say this, right? But the thing is, the science is so conflicted right now, and I think if you enter one sphere, like let's say you just watch a bunch of videos about carnivore dieters, like they'll probably convince you the carnivore diet's healthy because they're gonna come up with all the arguments and the evidence and all the science papers, and if you read a book about vegetarian diet, it's gonna show all the papers that support the vegetarian diet. And
right.
I think that, from what I've read online, there's nothing. There's no consensus on like these extreme diets, and I think that I don't like you said, there's no one diet that fits all, but I think there's universal truths that the science supports now that I think even the government policy has shifted towards, so which I was really happy about when I heard. But the only thing that I really care about when it comes to diet, I think diet should be like simple and stupid, like how simple it should be, because I think you should get enough nutrients and macronutrients and avoid things that are processed. So, macronutrients are important. You want your fiber, your protein. Is fiber in a macronutrient? I don't know. But your protein, your carbs, whatever. Your macronutrients, you want your vitamins.
Yeah.
B12, everything, right? And to get those vitamins, you want to have, eating foods that we know are healthy. Vegetables are good for you. You want to eat some kind of animal-based protein to get, some protein and, probiotics. All these things are so important for you. So you want to get all the nutrients you need, and avoid things that are processed. We know processed food's bad. I think just those two things are the only things I care about.
Do you think animal-based protein is important, or do you think it's fine if you just, like, if you're vegan or vegetarian and you do plant-based?
I think any of the diets are possible. You can be a vegetarian and be healthy. You can be carnivore and be healthy. Because there's a lot of carnivore people that live to like 100, a lot of vegetarians that live to 100. And I think that each person has different needs. If you're just optimizing for longevity, I think it is possible to get enough protein from a vegetarian diet, but it's extremely hard because often the foods that are high in protein in a vegetarian diet have excess of other things that you can't have like 1,000 peanuts, right?
Right.
You're gonna overdo something else trying to get enough protein, right? Because
Right.
objectively, there's not a single food source like eggs and animal-based protein that have protein in a ratio where you can actually get enough protein without overdoing a different nutrient.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that getting protein on a vegetarian diet is very hard. But then again, if you're not like a bodybuilder, you're not like a young athlete, protein's not the most important thing in the world, right? But it is very important for other reasons. So I think that if you care about longevity and performance these days, like I think you need protein if you want to be like a healthy like young person who's like mobile and wants to play sports and do well in the gym.
No.
As you get older, if you have good muscle mass, I think you can probably switch to vegetarian diet if you choose to and get enough protein through other means. But the thing is, I think a lot of older people neglect the importance of muscle mass for longevity. Like that's something that I'm sure you know Peter Attia, right? That's his big thing. Or if you look at the biggest horsemen of death, right? Outside of cancer and cardiovascular disease, a big problem that older people fall into is balance issues, falling over.
Yeah, which has to do with muscle mass.
Yeah, and even just if you ignore longevity, but just health span, like not only do I want to live to 100, but I want to be 100 and like doing cool shit, like I don't know, maybe not surfing, but like being able to swim and maybe hike or at least walk to the grocery store. Like some people can't even do that when they get that old, right? Yeah. So muscle mass is so important, and I see no harms in like eating lean chicken and salmon. I mean, I can understand issues with like beef or processed food in excess, like processed meat for sure, but even beef in excess can be bad maybe. But I think that it's so important to get that protein if you want to live long and healthy. And everyone has varying needs for it, but I think it's very hard to achieve that with a vegetarian diet.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on like supplementing protein? So like protein powder, because personally I use it. Like it makes it a lot easier like right after a workout if you don't have time to, eat a meal, because the prime window is supposedly like 30 minutes to an hour after a workout, right? So sometimes it makes it easier to get the protein in right after a workout. Do you have any thoughts on like if you think it's good or bad?
I think it's totally fine. There's obviously if you get like Optimum Nutrition or some of these brands, like if you look at the ingredients, some of them are more processed than others. So you really, I mean, I feel like when I was trying to look at it, I was trying to find like the least processed one, but the least processed one tastes so disgusting that I just couldn't do it. So I just stopped doing it. But I take creatine, so that's my supplement. Okay. And I think supplements are totally fine. Like it's, I think a lot of people argue against supplements, saying that it's not the natural way to do it, but it's like if it helps you live longer and there's no downsides, it's like I think it's fine, right? If it helps you with your protein goals in the gym, like I think it's fine. Everyone has like cares different degrees about how processed they want their food, and even if it's a little bit processed, like it depends on your goals, right? So
yeah, for sure.
There are single ingredient whey protein options. They taste disgusting, but they exist.
Yeah.
I also hate drinks and powder and stuff, so I just can't do it. I take creatine pills.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I was about to say creatine's even worse than protein powder in my opinion.
Yeah, I have it in my backpack somewhere, but I think it's totally fine.
So do you do like 5 milligrams for creatine?
Yeah, 5 a day. Yeah. So there's like 4 pills a day.
Honestly, I feel like that would make it easier is if you had the pills, because personally, like sometimes, I mean, I don't always drink protein shakes, and that's when I'll usually do or add the creatine in. So like when I like the fact that I have to put it into some drink, and I definitely don't like just doing like putting it in a glass of water and chugging it, because like the texture is just it makes it so difficult. So like the pills definitely seem helpful. Yeah. Do you know if it's like equal in terms of cost, or if it's any more or less
more expensive?
Okay, that's what I would have figured, but worth it if you can be more consistent, I guess.
I just tried powders for so long. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I've wasted more money buying powders and throwing them away than I have like this. So
really?
Yeah, because my parents get so mad at me because like every few months I get like I remember like in I think 9th or 10th grade is the first time I like was learning about this shit. So like I ordered all this protein powder and wasted all of it. Then a year later I'm like, dude, why did I waste all of it? I could definitely do it now. I'm older now. I can figure this out. I ordered it again and throw it all away. And like I think even recently, like senior year of high school, I'm like, dude, I could do it now. It's like I just can't do powder. Yeah. I wasted so much money on these things. So.
Yeah, no, I honestly can't blame you. But yeah. By the way, going back to like longevity and muscle mass. Do you think you'll continue lifting when you're in your like 50s, 60s, 70s? Yeah. Do you think you'll continue lifting, or do you think you might like try different hobbies that keep you active but aren't necessarily like lifting heavy weight?
Good question. I think that I love the gym a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to just, based on what I know right now, I've been lifting for maybe like 7 years or something, 6-7 years, 6-7. And I go through phases where it's like I'll train in different ways, do different things, or even play different sports, and the frequency at which I go to the gym changes a lot. Like sometimes I'm going every day for a month, sometimes I go like 3 days in a month, but regardless of like what I'm doing in life, it stays always. Like even if it's wrestling season, frequency goes down, but I'm still doing it in different ways. I'm using it in different ways. Like maybe a stage of my life I'm like really focused on building muscle. Other stage of my life I'm just trying to get strength. Another stage of my life I'm just trying to use it to complement other things. And
yeah.
I think in my life, I think there's a lot. I want to explore more sports as I'm getting older. I think there's just so many cool shit to try, right? I think there's so many ways to stay active and fit. And I think right now I was going through a stage where I was getting a little bit bored of the gym, which is why, I don't know if I told you, I picked up boxing.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, the tryouts are this week. The last day of tryouts are tomorrow morning.
Ooh, good luck, dude.
You know, it's been chill. I've been liking it a lot, and it's a little bit different change of pace.
Yeah.
And I don't see myself quitting the gym, but if I'm boxing 3 times a week, I'll probably lift a couple times a week, and probably won't go as hard because I don't want to get sore for practice, but I'll probably have a couple good, maybe full body workouts a week just to supplement boxing practices. So it's like, I think as I get older, I'm probably going to go down a million different paths and try a million different things, but I feel like the gym will stay in some form or other because it's just a fun experience, man. Like it's like such a rhythm now that it's like I can't see a life without it. So
yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people when they get older, they kind of switch to more like hypertrophy based lifting, so like a lot more reps, lower weight, so like high volume. Do you think that's like a possibility for you?
Yeah. I think right now I go to failure on like every set when I'm like, unless I have like a practice coming in for boxing or something, because it's just fun, and I don't think that's sustainable long term. Like I can't be 50 years old like
your joints are gonna be
like just like it's crazy we don't bench or something, you know. So yeah, definitely. I think as you get older, it become more of just like I'm gonna be a little bit more careful and safer under joints and everything. So
yeah, for sure.
I think so. That's
yeah. Okay. Tell me more about your boxing, dude. Have you already had a couple of days of tryouts, or how does that work?
So this is the tryout week, and there's 3 tryouts this week. So you have to attend all 3 to make the team. And the first day of tryouts, it was really cold that day. So it was like below freezing, so they said we're not allowed to have it outside, so they moved it inside to the NCRB.
Oh, so wait, generally it's outside?
The tryouts are outside. Yeah. So we went to the NCRB, and like I got these running shoes just for the occasion, and I was like so excited. And you know, we're in the NCRB, and it's just packed with people. Like we're in the little corner with like the what's it called? Like the heavy, what the fuck is it called? The thing you punch.
The punching bag?
Punching
bag.
Yeah. So we're in the corner with the punching bag.
Yeah.
And we're just looking around. People playing volleyball, basketball in the NCRB. Have you been to the NCRB?
Yeah, only like 2 times, but. Yeah, there's a lot going on and not a whole lot of space for sure.
Yeah, it was like a Tuesday evening, so you know what to expect. Right?
Yeah,
and, the goal was to have like stations where we do different things, but we had like 100 of us, and it was just so they ended up canceling it. So there's too many people here. We can't do this. So so they only had 2 days of tryouts. Their first day of tryouts was Wednesday, and I thought it was pretty intense, but like very doable. It wasn't like anything crazy.
Was the expectation that you actually knew how to box going into it?
Most people don't know how to box. They only expect you to be like in good shape and well conditioned and like serious about learning. Yeah. And some people know how to box, which is great. Yeah. But the tryouts, there's 3 stations. The first station is they teach you fundamentals for like 30 minutes. So it's like how to stance, punch, and they see how quickly you pick it up. Because if you're picking it up quicker than others, then that's a good sign. If you're struggling a little bit, they might not. But it's very simple, you know, stance, but how to throw a punch, all this shit. So that was fun. It's cold as shit. It was cold. And then the second station was like relays. So it's like 30 minutes long. You have a line of like 5 people, like 4 lines of 5 people, and the people on the who are standing in line are doing some kind of isometric hold or some kind of exercise like jumping jacks while the other person is doing something down and back. Like for example, do jumping jacks while the person does like push-ups down and back, like stand-up push-ups, like burpees kind of like down and back. Everyone's doing jumping jacks the whole time. The second one is like you do bear crawls down and back. Dang. While everyone's doing like 6-inch holds.
Putting you guys through a workout, huh?
So we did that for like 30 minutes, and that was fun. And then third station was you hold isometric positions, like planks, squats, for as long as you can, and whoever falls has to sprint up the hill and back.
Oh my god.
And then you go right back to it.
Wait, so how long was that?
Like 30 minutes.
Just like the whole time?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be failing like...
It was fun. Fun.
How many times did you fail?
So like the first was a squat.
Okay, so it wasn't like a plank or like a squat the entire time.
No, so first you do a squat for like a couple minutes, so
okay.
Low-key the squat was hard.
I was
just chilling there, but then my quads were hurting so bad. So I failed the squat once, then I failed it again pretty quickly. And then the plank I hold the whole time. I'm really proud of that.
So how long was that?
I think it was like 3 to 5 minutes.
It's impressive.
Yeah, so you have to just keep holding it there. And people would like fall or like lift their ass and they'd make them go run out. But somehow I held the whole time. I was like, that shit was brutal.
Dude, good for you. That takes a lot of like mental discipline to like, because I feel like a lot of people can probably hold the plank for longer than they think, but it's just a grind, you know? I don't know how long I could get through it, but 3 to 5 minutes, dude, it's a long time.
You know, if I was trying to do a plank right now on my own, like I would not be able to get the same amount of time, but I feel like there's something in me that just hates losing.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I would be the motherfucker who holds it the whole time. There's something like I don't know. It's just weird, but
were you watching how many people were failing?
Maybe I peek my head over a little bit, but I peek my head over. I see people running up and down. I'm like, yeah, I'm beating this motherfucker. Like, there's something exciting about it. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I remember like my friend was at tryouts too, and then I think I didn't realize, but we both failed some like position at the same time. We were both running. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna race him up the hill. And we start racing each other, and that's just kind of fun to me. I like winning at shit. So
it's a lot of fun to do stuff like that.
Yeah. So have you played a sport since you got here? Because you played baseball in high school. Have you like did IM stuff or anything? Or?
I did IM flag football. But other than that, not really. So.
Bro, you should pull up the Boston tomorrow for the last day of tryouts.
Dude, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, you might.
I thought you had to go all days.
So if you do really well tomorrow and you tell them like a solid excuse, you can still make the team.
Really?
Yeah.
What time
if you network with them, it's 11 to 1 a.m. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, there's no shot.
Yeah, it's all good.
I have a class from 12 to 1:30.
On Sunday?
Oh, it's tomorrow. I thought tomorrow was Monday.
No,
my gosh, tomorrow's Sunday.
Well, yeah, maybe at some point, maybe next semester at some point you should pop up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about tomorrow, dude.
It's all good.
But yeah, no, that's really cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
You should do some IM sports though.
I'm thinking about it.
If you have extra time. I know if you end up doing boxing, you'll probably be pretty busy, huh?
Yeah. Do you still play flag football or no?
Huh?
Do you still play flag football?
Not this semester, no. I don't think they have like a regular IM sport for it. There might be something like outside of IM, but I don't think they have a specific flag football thing this semester. Yeah. So, yeah, but
I feel like this year, like 2026, I've just been in the mindset of I just want to try like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like just say yes to every idea that comes my way. Like I want to learn to surf and I want to learn to ski and all this shit. And hopefully at some point this year I can have time to do all this. But
yeah,
I guess one step at a time.
Are you thinking about any other like academic related clubs?
Yeah. So I applied to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk? I don't know if we talked about this, but I applied to V1.
Yeah.
Which is a startup club.
Yep.
Applied to KTP, which is the tech frat, and I applied to Atlas Digital, which is a tech consulting club.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's something about winter semester. Like the clubs this semester were insanely competitive.
Super competitive.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like I know some really smart people getting cut from these clubs. Like one of my friends has 2 offers at YC startups this summer, and he got cut from V1 first round.
Wow.
Like at that point, it's just like I don't even know how to do anymore. But
yeah,
it's crazy because like I don't know. I kind of went in with this like weird mindset. Like I really felt like I'd get it, and that's why it like really crushed me when I got cut from KTP first round. Like that really crushed me. But you think about it, like 100 people in that room, and like how many people made it the next round, like maybe 30. It's kind of crazy how many people apply to these things.
It's hard. I mean, you're competing against the top 1% of people in the world, so yeah, it's very difficult for sure.
But I will say I know I was asking you and I was texting you like, you know, you think I like Theta Tau? Like, should I explore this? Because I was really lost. I wasn't sure if it was for me, and I figured I'd show up to all the mass meetings and see if I liked it. And I ended up really liking it because, you know, I felt very like at home with those people. You know, I felt like I was, you know, it was a weird feeling. It was like, you know, I sure have plenty of friends in the gym and things like that, but it was something about being around like a bunch of Indians and Asians who are all like really trying to do well. Like, especially that's how I felt in KTP. Like, there's a lot of people, these people like just trying to do well, you know, in life. You know, that's how I felt in Theta Tau as well. Like, everyone there is like pretty locked in and like trying to do well in school. And I feel like that's the stage of life I need to enter right now. Like, be a little bit more locked in about a direction. And it just felt really nice to be around them. And then like kind of molded me a little bit, even in a week or two. And I was really looking forward to having people like that I can spend time with this semester.
I mean,
what can you do?
Yeah, when you say like you feel like in this stage of your life you need to be locked in, though, you're not necessarily saying you weren't locked in before, right? Because I feel like just knowing you, like, you've always been locked in. So, or do you not feel that way?
I think I just focus on different things.
Yeah.
Like, I think last year a lot of my focus was like in social and the gym. And you know, there's never a day I sat down and thought about this, but in retrospect, that's kind of just, I can look back and that's what I was thinking about all the time. Like, I just really wanted to do well in the gym and really wanted to do well in social, because I think that after high school, I really want to build like a good group of friends. That, you know, I had some friends in high school, but I feel like I lacked like a great group of people, and I feel like coming in, like, a lot of people came into college like really trying to lock in for like careers and stuff, but for some reason it didn't have the same pull for me last year. Like, I knew it was important, so I tried it like here and there, and I did well in school and stuff, but most of my time, like in the shower or just like walking about the day, it was like I really wanted to build like a great social life, and I wanted to like, you know, look better, I think, like build a better physique. And I think I definitely achieved those two things last year. And then I guess as the year began this year, I was kind of starting to differentiate. Now that I kind of achieved those things, like trying to build more skills and try to, you know, expand in different areas. And I think as I'm growing and picking up more skills, like the natural direction is leading toward is like now, you know, I really want to. I feel like when I went to this event over the weekend, last weekend, where these two founders of this company called Slash, not founders, sorry, but two members, like engineers at this company called Slash, came and spoke at Michigan. And Jason was one of them. He attended Michigan for a year and was also simultaneously trying to work on a sneaker bot. And
On a what?
A sneaker bot. Do you know what that is?
I don't think so.
So there's like this, definitely before COVID, there was this huge culture of like sneaker reselling.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's these sneakers, they release them limited edition, they release a little bit at a time. So as soon as they release it to the market, they sell it immediately. And, you know, people would like buy them, resell them, make a lot of money off of them. And there was this whole culture of like selling shoes, right? That's why there's all these like consignment stores and like these apps where you can like buy shoes. They're so expensive and it looks almost stupid, but you know, there's like sneakerheads that have like hundreds of pairs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So sneaker bots were basically these like tools you would use to instantly buy the shoes as soon as they came out on the market. So it's like Nike releases 100 pairs, in a millisecond they're all sold out, because these bots would come in and like just buy them all instantly. So they'd spend like $1,000, buy the shoes, and they'd resell it on different markets. So I had a friend I knew in high school who would like try to do that shit, sneaker botting too, and reselling shoes. But Jason was the guy who attended Michigan for a year. He was trying to work on a sneaker bot himself while he was attending Michigan, and he said so casually at the Slash event, and he was just like, yeah, it was a little bit too much to juggle, so I just dropped out of Michigan and I worked on the sneaker bot, and then next year I was making $2.5 million in revenue. And he said it so casually and just so calmly. I'm just like, bro, who is this guy? But it was really impressive, you know?
Yeah.
And the other guy, his name is Albert, who is like a founding engineer as well. And this guy, he went to Berkeley, I think, and, you know, he was working at a startup for 2 years out of Berkeley, and the startup failed and it was going downhill, so he pivoted and he got to Slash. And the founders of Slash went to some school, I think University of Waterloo or something, and they also dropped out first year, and then they built this company that's generating $150 million in revenue a year. Which is
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's like a fintech startup, like some kind of banking startup, which is pretty cool. But
Slash is
or Slash.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm just like listening to these people. It's a 3-hour event. I'm just sat in the back, and there's like two things going through my mind. Like, I'm looking at these guys and how cracked they are, and how cracked I'm not. You know, obviously we're comparing ourselves to the best. I know that, but it's still, I'm looking at them. I'm like, God, what would it take to be like them? You know?
Yeah.
And I just thought about it, and I'm just like, you know what, like, they probably worked on their thing just like all day, every day for how long, right? Just how much input they probably gave. And I mean, they even told them like the culture at their where they work, like they get in the office around 10 a.m. You know, they all have their own projects, they all have autonomy, and they all just work all day, lunch break, then they work all evening, and then he goes to the gym, then he goes back to the office and he works till midnight.
Wow.
And he just works, and it's like I kind of relate to that because I like to work, but I don't know, you could just tell by their personality. These are people who like to work. And
Yeah.
I looked around the room and there's like 30, 40 people here in B1, and I'm like, God, these are probably the sweatiest kids at Michigan, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And I just realized, like, you know, a lot of things, like, I say I'm proud of, like, oh, my startup and all this shit, like, you know, like, how many daily users? We have no users, we have, like, no money, and it's obviously, it's very early, but I'm like, okay, like, what could I do in a year if I really locked in like they did? And it's like, I don't know, I just gotta put more time into it, really, so.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, what you can say is, like, you're putting an effort into it. Like, 99.9% of people never even start. So, you know, the fact that you have the ambition and that you're actually doing something about it it says a lot for sure. So, you know, obviously there are a ton of people who are more successful than you right now, but, I mean, no need to put yourself down. You just got to keep grinding through it, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot to be proud of, so.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people a lot of people will use that and then they get down upon themselves, like, oh, it just sucks. But I feel like I'm relatively happy despite.
No, I mean, I know you're the type of person who won't let it stop them, you know. So
hopefully we could use that and then just like hopefully make something cool. But
yeah,
it's more like a realization that like there's a lot more that needs to be done, you know.
Yeah. How old were Jason and the guys at the event? Do you know?
I don't know. In their 20s, early 20s.
20s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to be doing a lot of work, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, setting themselves up, I guess. So.
Yeah. So do you have any visions for, like, down the electrical engineering path? Like, what industry you want to get into?
It's interesting you say that. There's so much interesting stuff within electrical engineering. It's really hard to think about, like, specifically what I would be interested in doing. The idea I have right now is just trying to pick something that's going to be growing in the future, and I don't think there's a specific like type of electrical engineering that I know for sure I want to do right now, but I mean power, wireless communication, chip design, like all that stuff is super interesting, and I think like I could do any one of those, and my goal is to take classes that kind of like touch upon them, and hopefully from that I can figure out like for sure what I want to do. But yeah, down the line I think I could see myself doing anything really. So yeah, I mean I don't have a super focused vision right now, but I know for sure like electrical engineering was the right choice at the very least. So
yeah, it's gonna open a lot of doors.
Yeah,
you know, you don't even need to know where you'll be, but especially with like the whole AI race and all the like factories and semiconductors and all this shit you'll need. And all these big players like Google try to make their own chip, and NVIDIA and all this stuff. Like there's gonna be I think decades long. It's gonna be a huge need for electrical engineers. So
yeah, I mean I think it could be. There's probably a lot of opportunity coming up, and you know, getting out of college, like that's part of the reason I think I want to ideally graduate in 3.5 years as opposed to taking the full 4 years in college. Is like the earlier I can get into industry, even if it's not necessarily in the field that I want to be right off the bat, like if I can get experience as soon as possible, like the goal is to put myself in a position where once I do figure out what I really want to do, then like I can pivot to whatever that is as early as possible, and just you know, exactly. So
how does the whole recruiting process work for you guys?
I mean it depends what you want to do, I guess. Like, but generally, it's like definitely not the same as CS. Like CS, there's like OAs, and even during interviews a lot of the time I know it's like very technical based, like leak code questions, things like that. For me personally, I'll be at GM this summer. In my interview it was almost solely
behavioral.
Yeah,
I've heard that a lot from electrical and mechanical.
Yeah, I think that's generally how it is mainly for electrical and mechanical. Maybe some types of electrical internships are a little more technical, and depending on the company too, for sure. Like if you're interviewing for SpaceX or something like that, like you're gonna get asked technical questions for sure.
That's sick. GM's great, man.
Huh?
GM is great.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for it.
Is it gonna be on site in like SF or something, or where is GM based?
So the way that it works is like the actual application for the internship is like pretty general. It's like the title of it is like global product development intern. So like it's not specific at all at first, but basically you get a ton of different options to choose from, and the two that were the most interesting to me were like working with the battery team and on calibration. And so calibration, I don't know exactly what it would be like, but like a lot of testing, things like that. And that would be in the Milford Proving Grounds. I don't know if you're familiar, probably not, but it's very close to where I live, and it would be a sweet place to work for sure. So I chose calibration as my first choice, and then working with the battery team as my second. So
sorry, where is it again?
So calibration would be in Milford, which is like basically where I'm from.
Gotcha.
And then the battery team would be in Warren, which is where like the main GM headquarters
That's like
is in Michigan.
Airport, right?
Huh?
It's near the airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's sick, because my friend Angelo, he's working like 10 minutes west of here, right in Arbor.
Oh, really?
He's working for Hyundai.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And
does he like it?
He's going to this summer.
Oh, he's going
to.
Okay.
And I think he's Mechie or something as well. He told me that, and he just applied to like LinkedIn or something, and like he just had one behavioral interview.
Yeah.
And, like that's it. He got the job.
It's definitely nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I've not been as locked in on CS recruiting as I should be, but like the whole process, like I was reading about it this morning as well, like all the articles and stuff. There's like so many layers to it. It's so competitive. So.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
You had something last summer, right?
Yeah, it was I worked at like a smaller company called Integrian.
What'd you do?
Yeah, it wasn't like a lot of SWE as much as I wanted. It was a lot of like it was I was building an AI agent basically that was used for automating legal clause review.
It's still pretty cool.
It's definitely a cool product. The only thing is that it's a lot of it is like more high level. Like you're not really building the AI. You're just kind of building prompts, and you're kind of redirecting. So you're mainly doing like more like GPT wrapper kind of stuff instead of like real like CS.
Yeah.
So that's why like I didn't find it as enjoyable, because you're kind of just like using tools that already exist and kind of just like linking them together. So I'm hoping that what I can land this summer will be more CS involved. And I've just been cold emailing startups, because I definitely want to work at like a startup too. And I think next cycle I'll definitely when the cycle starts I'll apply to all the big tech companies as well. But I think right now there's a huge like startup recruiting cycle right now, because I guess they all want people for the summer. So
yeah, perfect.
I'm just trying to cold email as many startups as I can and hope to land something. But
do you have like an ideal industry that you'd like to get into for startups, or?
I do have certain areas I'm more interested in than others, but right now I'm just like volume emailing as many as I can in any industry.
Yeah.
My only criteria is like I'm trying to avoid like GPT wrapper kind of work, and trying to avoid like high level AI stuff, and more just like actual CS involved. So I've been going to like so many countries. I think I've sent like 60 emails so far. I started a few days ago.
Nice.
But I'm trying to, as long as like there's real CS work involved and it's like applied in some cool way to some cool industry, like it could be literally anything. I think it's sick. So
are you mentioned cold emailing? Are a lot of those startups that you're cold emailing, do they also have an application, or is it kind of like you reaching out just like seeing if they have any opportunities for interns?
So the size of the startups I'm typically emailing are usually like they have like about 5 to 100 employees each. So they typically don't have formal internship programs that they post online. Like none of them really have that. They're hiring like Slash, for example, hires straight from like MIT and Harvard. They only came to Michigan because Jason went to Michigan. Honestly, otherwise, I don't even know if they're gonna hire. Like we all gave them our resumes and everything, but I don't know if they might take anyone. I don't know if they'll take anyone from Michigan really. But I mean, some of these startups like have clear cycles. Like Slash is obviously a very successful startup, so they just go to MIT Harvard, get some cracked people, but.
Mm-hmm.
So they mainly have like their own routes toward like getting people, and they don't usually post public internships.
Mm-hmm.
Some startups do.
Mm-hmm.
So really what I'm trying to do is like I bought emails. So there's like these sites like Apollo.io that, you know, like using all the data they have, they collect emails and you can like pay to access them. So I'm hoping that they'll give me a little bit of an advantage if like hopefully these emails are not public or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just kind of kicking through companies, emailing them, and it's more just like, you know, I like the work you guys do. I'm looking to see if there's any way like I could, if there's any fit in the summer. If we talk for 15 minutes, see if there's anything I can help with this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm okay if it's unpaid or anything. I just want experience working at a sick startup. Cause I just feel like I feel like that environment is like something I love.
Mm-hmm.
More of like a closer team, like
Yeah.
working toward like more ownership over your product and what you build. So.
Yeah. You seem like you're really interested in like obviously startups, and what comes with startups generally is like a lot of like hours worked, right? So like you're interested in like potentially working at a startup out of college, right?
That'd be great, yeah.
So like based on that, what are do you have any concerns about like eventually getting into like a relationship and like starting a family, or do you think like you're probably going to end up delaying that until like maybe like later in your 20s or something like that, like to just like start getting into a relationship? Or do you think you'll figure out how to balance that with working at a startup? Because I know like for a lot of people who work in startups, like their work is their life for sure, which is not a bad thing. Like if you like your work, that's great, but you know, sometimes you have to make sacrifices, I guess. So
it's a great question.
yeah.
I think I definitely want to get married early and have kids early.
Mm-hmm.
The date, it's unclear. Obviously, I guess you can't really control that.
Right.
I would ideally find a way to balance it. You know, I think managing a relationship wouldn't be too hard with balancing work. Managing a family is a different story.
Yeah, for sure.
I think with a relationship, I think as long as the time spent together is high quality, we don't have to be around each other all the time.
Yeah,
that's my
100%,
opinion.
yeah.
Like, as long as the time I spend with you, I'm like fully present, and you know, we both enjoy spending time with each other. But then we both have like, at least I have like my own like world I need to get back to as well. Like, I think even if I'm like working, I don't know how many hours a week, like you can always make time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you can make time like once a week, twice a week, for a day or something like that to do something. So I don't think I'm worried about a relationship. I definitely want to have one. I think it'll add value to your life, and I think that they both complement each other. Like the work complements the relationship complements the work. So
Yeah.
I definitely would want that. Then again, I have no control over like kind of how things play out. Like I'm open to meeting people now, and you know, whenever it kind of happens, it happens. But
Yeah, of course.
Our family, you know, I feel like, you know, I won't have any control over like the type of girl I end up marrying, because I guess my preferences will change with time, and you know, there's obviously things I want in my partner that I guess are important to me, but then again, like specifics kind of mold with time, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I'd ideally hope that my partner can give a lot of time to the family, because I know that my work will probably be very consuming. So ideally, would want a partner who either like stays at home or has a job that isn't like super consuming
Mm-hmm.
with time wise. That I feel like it's very important for the kids to at least have like someone around, and also like
Yeah.
I want to be around with my kids too.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping that by the time I have kids, whether it's like I think I'd have kids between 25 and 30. I'm hoping that's enough time to like build enough success or something. But you know, it's you don't have any control over that. But
Yeah, of
know,
course.
I'm hoping by the time I have kids, I will have like enough success to be able to manage that and balance that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if I'm not successful enough by whatever standard, by 25 or something, I'm not going to delay having kids until that day I'm successful, because I don't want to make it too late. Like it's very important to me to have, you know, between 25 and 30 to have my kids. So that's going to happen, I think, regardless of how much success I've achieved, and I think we'll adjust everything around that. But
Mm-hmm.
the ideal scenario is we've built enough success by then that it's fine. So.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think it's manageable to work a lot and have a relationship. Like what you said about like as long as you're spending quality time with whoever it is outside of work, you don't like, I definitely agree, you don't need to be spending a ton of time with each other. So
have you thought about these things in your own, context of your own life as well, or have you thought about these things in the context of your own life?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, sometimes it seems like so out of scope just like thinking about it right now, especially because like I just don't think I'm in a position where like being in a relationship is like something I need to think about. Like, there's just so many things I feel like I could improve personally before I'm like looking for something. And I'm not necessarily opposed to a relationship, but like I feel no need to get into one right now. I definitely like want to get into a relationship like at some point out of college and have kids before 30 ideally, or sometime around then probably. But yeah, in terms of work, like I definitely could see myself like working a lot out of college and trying to work my way up through a company or something like that, or potentially starting a business with my brother if we end up coming up with a good idea. I don't know, that's still in the works, but yeah, my brother and I have talked a lot about potentially doing something like that. It's just I feel like I don't know a whole lot right now, so I gotta come up with something where it's actually feasible. We're thinking about like probably a service-based business, just because like coming up with a good product and being able to manufacture it takes a lot, you know? So probably not something where it's like super high scale, like a ton of revenue necessarily, but more just like something that's really useful that, you know.
To a niche.
Yeah. So
that's
I don't know. We'll see how.
Do you want to start that soon, or like after college? Or?
Probably after college, I would say. Like, not necessarily any need to like delay it. Like, obviously if I have a good idea, I'd love to start it now, but I just like I'd rather just focus on like school right now. And I definitely don't have like the tools to like help my brother right now. I feel like there's a lot that I still need to learn before I can do that.
Is he older or younger?
He's older.
Okay.
Yeah, he's business as well, so like.
Has he graduated?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Is he working right now, or is he going to work on his
Yeah,
own?
he's working at Plant Moran. It's like it's what he's doing is kind of vague, but it's like consulting based essentially. But yeah, he's very smart, and what he's doing right now, he feels like he could be doing a lot more. So I think like he's kind of been telling me, dude, as soon as you're out of college, we gotta get going. So I'm like, yeah, for sure.
Exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, but
I feel like you guys have enough trust too. I feel like building a good team is so tough, and you guys probably understand each other so well.
Yeah, no, we're super close. So
yeah,
definitely one of the best business partners you could probably choose.
Sick, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, just going back to like relationships. Yeah, I honestly have no idea, but that's a problem for future.
Have you had a relationship in the past, or?
I have, yeah.
Was that in high school or college, or?
It was senior year of high school. It didn't last super long, and I don't think like, just like personally, I don't think I was super into it. I wasn't. I don't know. Like, it was just probably a relationship that I shouldn't have gotten into, and like after some time, I think I felt a little like trapped, just because generally I would say I'm very much like a people pleaser, and I really don't like letting people down. And just like it took a lot for me to be able to be like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Like it hurts to like do that to someone, you know. But yeah, it was just something I probably shouldn't have gotten into in the first place, to be honest. But yeah, have you been in one before?
I haven't, no. I'm curious. I mean, it's up to you if you want to talk about it or not. But
yeah,
did you feel that way throughout dating her from like the beginning, or was that something that started to grow with time?
No, I mean, there were definitely things that happened that I won't say. I mean, just in case, like that
say whatever you want.
Made me like start to feel that way. but yeah, it like originally I was definitely like into her and liked her a lot, but yeah, it was kind of like midway through the relationship I was starting to like feel it, and it kind of just got to a point where I was like, all right, I need to end it. So yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, with startups,
Yeah.
so when you say the service, it's in some way connected to electrical engineering, like you're building
It could be electrical engineering, or I mean, honestly, it'd be more likely to be software based, or like yes, probably more likely to be software based if anything. Just because like that's where I think a lot of companies could use help in. Like my mom worked for this place that is like super unorganized, and there's like a ton of opportunity for autonomy in so many places, and I think like if you could come up with some sort of service that saves companies a lot of time, then like it'll work. So and most likely that would be something software based, I would assume, or so like things with potentially like Excel. My brother's really good at that, but also like over the past summer I had some experience learning Excel VBA, which is like kind of the coding language behind it, even though it's like super like high level stuff, like very simple. But yeah, I could definitely see something like that being the product. So
No, that's great. There's so much opportunity for that.
yeah.
My friend Dev, who's in B1, not Dev, Drew, makes it. Dev was the old owner. What am I saying? Dev was the old founder or leader or president of B1, but Drew is like this guy who's in B1 right now. He's a freshman, and he said this quote once that really stuck with me, that it's like, most startups are not super flashy. Most successful startups are not super flashy, but they just solve a minor inconsistency. And I guess these days, with all the automation, there's probably so many minor inconsistencies in business workflows or even amongst communities where you don't need a super crazy product. You just need a product that bridges that gap and fixes it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there's like, I don't know if I want to say there's a bubble, but there's so many startups these days, right? And I think when I look at startups, I kind of put them in like two categories now, at least tech startups. So everyone says the CS job market's cooked, and to a degree it might be true for big tech companies, because I mean the number of applicants are increasing rapidly, and very soon the number of employees needed will probably be not as much, but I still believe they will need a lot of employees, but they probably wouldn't need as many, because one individual who's good at using AI and good at software can do full stack development, so we don't need as much specialty anymore. Like, I can do the front end and back end, everything. So, but the thing is, at the same time, because of tech's rise, there's so many startups spawning in everywhere that are trying to just like automate processes of different industries, from the fashion industry to like mechanical engineering, or there's like cars. Like there's so many startups in every range now, and so I kind of look at it. There's like the CS based startups that are like purely software, where like guys at Slash are just like cooking shit up together and making like these new dashboards and these new like apps that fix these small problems for people. So, someone with CS skills, that's an avenue you can go down. There's like, I think for most CS majors, like you have a choice between going into startups or going into big tech, and if you're really cracked at CS, you can break into big tech. But it's also very hard to break into startups. But if you get really good at it, either you can make your own or join one, and there's like thousands of them these days, right? So
do you think that startups is a more realistic path than big tech?
For me, I just feel like it fits me better. But they're both tough as fuck. But
both very challenging for sure.
So there's like the startup route of like just software related startups, with like so many tech startups, right? But then there's also the startups that are a bit more niche industries where you need more skill sets. Like for example, bio plus CS. There's so many startups these days related to genomics, wet lab, and how tech is being used, like LLMs are being used to improve their processes. But a lot of them also need a lot of like bio knowledge to be able to like, whether it's genetic engineering or all these crazy things. So like there's these niche areas where you can do bio plus CS, go that route, or you can do bio plus EE and go down a hardware CS startup route, right? Yeah. I saw the startup of like, there's like these giant trucks that are like automatically like taking the trash from people's Like, the trucks go around collecting trash on Thursdays or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's like these new vehicles that do that. Like, it's a hardware plus CS startup, and that's why I'm exploring a bunch of minors now, because I want to minor. I'm interested in 4 different areas now. I'm interested in electrical engineering, as I told you, math, neuroscience, and business. And of those, the most interesting to me are neuroscience and electrical engineering, because I think that with a CS plus EE background, that you basically are entering like a new room of startup realms that you can do, where it's like, for me, like one of my biggest interest areas is future infrastructure, like smart infrastructure. And I feel like it'd be really cool to work at a startup that's, using hardware and software to like improve traffic flows, improve like infrastructure in cities, like more intelligent traffic lights, more intelligent, like using AI to automate traffic flow. Like, I think there's so many opportunities for future city. So I think that's something I'm really interested in. And I think CS plus EE is a great combo to work in startups in that realm. And then, CS plus neuroscience, then you have BCIs, brain-computer interfaces, Neuralink. Like, there's all these crazy things in that are very interesting to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like right now I want to ask you like how you kind of spend your time these days, because I feel like I'm trying to figure out how I want to spend my time, because I think what I decided, at least now, is that I want to give most of my attention to recruiting, try to land a startup job this summer, and the other 50% to maybe for like 40% of my time is for recruiting, 40% of my time is for rookie, and 20% of my time is for school. It's kind of like how I think I want to spend my time in terms of like academic work. But again, it's like I also want to start researching like early about future tech stuff, because like, making a startup in that realm is like not easy, because you need to know that area very well. Yeah. And I think starting at like now, reading about it for years will help you come up with the ideas of like what startup either I start or want to join.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I think that's gonna be a big part of the future as well. So, but I don't know if that's worth my time right now, or should I just focus on rookie? Because that's like, I don't know if if rookie works, like that's great. That's probably well continue going with if it actually gets funding and everything. But until rookie like gets funding, like I guess it's an open question whether that's the startup I want to go like all in for. And right now I'm kind of going all in, because at least I'm building skills at the least. Yeah. So I'm learning, but at some point when I'm older, I feel like it'd be nice because I feel like rookie fits in that first category of like software based startups, versus like Future City fits that more niche like room startup where you have CS plus another niche skill like EE. Right. I feel like it'd be fun to work on a startup that requires a little, because like it's easy for someone to build rookie if like it's really based on the idea. Like software these days is not as hard to build, right? Anyone who knows software can do that, but this is a little bit more niche in terms of like the resources and people you need to know to build a Future City startup, which is why at some point I want to pivot there, but I don't know when, so I'm kind of lost about that.
Dude, that's a hard thing to think about, because like rookie's like it's a great idea, and if you pursue that, I have no doubt it could go somewhere, but it's hard to think about like how you should go about being able to pivot over, because like you said, because it's so niche, you need a lot of like knowledge on the area. So like you said, you might have to start building that up early on, and it's hard to think about. So I feel like I'm not a good person to ask about that. It's an open question. I'm just throwing out there for now. Dude, I don't know. Do you have like, are you leaning towards like one side, or like do you think you're for sure gonna stick with rookie and potentially like as you're doing it like try to do research on infrastructure, smart infrastructure, or do you have any idea where you might be leaning right now? Or
I don't think we need to always know the answers yet. I guess like with time they'll make more sense, but I think what I think makes sense that I probably should do is just focus on rookie for now, not spread myself too thin. Gain skills, focus on that, focus on landing a startup internship. And I think if I land a solid job this summer, then I can kind of chill out on recruiting and then use that time to kind of explore this area. Because I think school takes a lot of time as well. I can't just like... Yeah, for sure. And then until then, maybe I can save this for like the summer or like spring break or when I have more free time. But I just didn't think it makes sense to spread myself too thin, but I also hate pushing things to the future. So it's like, it's an open question. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
I'm sure you will. So yeah.
So these days, like, what do you think are the most important? Like, how do you spend your time these days? Like, is it?
Because I'm done with recruiting for now, I think like my main focus is really just school and just getting good grades this semester. Like, the way I see it is this semester is probably the last semester that grades like really matter, because I think like probably the most important time of your college career is like most likely it'll be fall of junior year, because whatever internship you get for that summer, I mean, it could be winter semester as well, but just like ideally fall is like when you're probably gonna try to get your internship for junior summer. But like I think that's probably the most important semester, because whatever internship you get for that summer is it could turn into a return offer, and that could be where you end up working post college. So like for now, I think my biggest priority is doing well in school and just making sure that I have like a strong GPA for next fall. So probably like, I don't know, 65% of my time is going into that right now. And then like 10-15% of my time is going into the gym. And then outside of that, like just honestly right now, especially because I'm done recruiting, I feel like I've kind of like earned it for myself a little bit, especially because I worked really hard this first semester. Like that last 20-30% is like mainly for like spending time with friends and like downtime for myself, to be honest. So there's a lot of things I probably could be doing with it, but just in this period of my life, like I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of a break, I would definitely say. So
I'm curious for like the recruiting process for like, I guess you're EE, but it's just, I guess, engineering majors in general, or I don't know how different it is one major to the next, but like, so what are the most important things for you guys? Like, is GPA the most important thing, or grade? Because like I don't know what they judge you by.
To be honest, I don't really know. Like obviously for CES, I think a big thing is like studying. I mean, obviously GPA is important for everything, but like studying LEET code is important, and doing well on like online assessments, right? Just to kind of open the door a little bit for you. And what else was I gonna say? Like projects like outside of school is probably also pretty important in kind of building up like a little bit of a portfolio. I mean, you can confirm or deny that, I don't know. Okay. I wouldn't necessarily say like the project side of that is like as important for the rest of engineering. A big thing is definitely like project teams probably, or like some sort of research or something like that. Like being involved in something is probably pretty important. But yeah, like obviously for a lot of engineering internships, it's behavioral. So like in terms of technical skill, they're kind of just looking at your resume, and like I honestly, I don't know how companies just like decide to trust that, because like it's obviously it can be very easy to fabricate experience, but like they're obviously looking for like past experiences, so like past internships, which clubs you're a part of, things like that I feel like are most important, and of course like you said, GPA. But honestly, I don't really know too much. I couldn't really tell you.
Nobody knows anything, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of guessing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be just the luck of the draw sometimes too, because like there are a lot of really smart people who just don't really get anything. Like one of my roommates, he's very smart. He's also electrical engineering, but he didn't have an internship his sophomore summer, and maybe part of that is because I don't think he necessarily put in as much effort in recruiting. Like he didn't put himself out there as much. So maybe like really the biggest thing for like engineering, and probably really any major, is just like trying and putting a lot of time into it, because you know obviously the more rejections you get, the closer you are to actually landing something. So that's probably the most important thing, regardless of experience, is just
sending it.
Yep, here's my resume, please take me. You know, so
you gotta take a lot of shots.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I really think that if you don't have something, like, you didn't deserve it. Like, that's kind of my mindset toward things, where it's like, do I deserve a great job this summer? Probably not, because of like the input I gave in. But you can always change that with like, change the inputs then until you deserve it, I guess. Because I was having this big argument with my friend in the dining hall the other day of like, because we were talking about like if, honestly, this argument's so stupid, I'm not gonna bring it up. But we're kind of talking about like what, like I told him that, oh yeah, I don't deserve to get in these clubs because I didn't get them, and it's like I could have changed things in the past to better deserve them. I don't know. It's a crazy concept. It's not gonna do it.
I mean, maybe, but like it's regardless of how cracked your resume is, it's just like sometimes things just don't go your way. I feel like, and I mean, I've seen that firsthand. Like just when people are rushing for Theta Tau, people can be super smart, like, and they still won't get in, and that's just sometimes that's how it goes. I mean, even Theta Tau doesn't necessarily consider like how cracked you are as much. So like maybe specifically for Theta Tau, like that makes sense. They're more looking at like just generally what kind of person you are. But like obviously for like V1 and consulting clubs, things like that, it's just the competition is super high, and even people who are really cracked don't get in, and that's just kind of how it is. So yeah.
I'm curious, how involved were you with like the process of Theta? Is it Tau or Tau?
It's technically Tau for us. The actual letter is pronounced Tau, but
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's Theta Tau technically.
Why is that?
Dude, I don't even remember off the top of my head. I remember the first Rush event I ever attended. I like said it wrong, and one of the members was like, "Just to let you know, it's Tau, not Tau." And I was like, "Okay, my bad." Yeah. So
I wonder like how involved you were with the process of the new PC for Theta Tau, or like the whole Rush process right now, because I'm just so curious, like, how do you guys make decisions for who to take on, who not to, and how do you get cut?
I mean, technically, I'm not allowed to say anything.
That's fair.
So, but yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe off the podcast.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, all I'll really say is like your resume, like that doesn't really go into it that much. It's more just about the kind of person you are. I mean, obviously, it's important that you're like ambitious and you have drive, but like just being yourself throughout Rush and just showing that you're a kind person is the best thing you can do to get into Theta Tau for sure. Yeah.
Do you are you involved in anything else on campus besides Theta Tau?
Currently, no.
Okay.
Last semester, the main thing I was doing outside of Theta Tau was research, and I ended up not continuing that specifically because like what I was doing was cost analysis for the electric vehicle team. And it was a lot for me last semester, and just like that on top of academics, it was a little bit much, so I decided to not continue doing it. And also it didn't seem like there would be much of an opportunity to move into like an actual electrical engineering role. So I just thought like down the line it probably wouldn't have worked out super well for me, just in terms of like the benefit that I would see from it. So I decided not to continue on with it. So I'm kind of, okay. I mean, I'm open to things for this semester and kind of just seeing what happens.
Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah. If we do this again next year, where do you see Joey Swartz 2027?
Shoot, man, I don't know. I mean, hopefully stronger, bigger, stronger, leaner, smarter. One thing I do want to work on a lot is like the way I talk. I think one thing I could focus on is like slowing down sometimes, enunciating words better, just because like when I get into the flow of a conversation, I feel like I kind of like slur words together a lot more. So like learning to be more confident in my speech is like a big goal of mine that I have. And also just like going off the idea of confidence, like that's another thing I want to work on is like, this is kind of out of nowhere, but like one thing that I've kind of like been trying to work on for a long time is like confidence in myself.
Like in what areas?
Dude, everywhere, honestly. Like I don't know what I feel like a lot of people kind of go to like with girls and stuff, and that's not necessarily where it's at. It's more just like general confidence in myself. Like even though like I work hard and I'll study a lot for exams, for example, like I'll genuinely like do well on an exam, but like going out of it for some reason I'll be like, I genuinely don't know if I did well. Like even if it felt like I had an answer for everything and like I went through the process and like it's highly likely that I got the correct answer for everything, it's it's hard for me to have confidence that I actually did well in something and did good. And the other thing is like just in every part of my life, I feel like I can be a little hard on myself sometimes and say like I probably could have worked a little bit harder on that. So working on my confidence is definitely another thing that I'd like to do. And I think the best way to do that is honestly just to like continue working hard and working harder, if anything, just because like I think the best way to improve confidence in yourself is to show yourself that like you are good at what you're doing. Yeah. Just give yourself proof. So yeah. And like another thing is like when I tell myself I want to do something, to actually do it. Like sometimes I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna wake up at like this time, but then like sometimes the alarm will go off and I'll like hit the snooze for another 10 minutes or something like that. And then it's like every time you do that, you're kind of like, all right, well, like you're subconsciously telling yourself like you don't actually mean what you're saying, you know? So like actually doing what you say is a big thing too, I think. Yeah. So
that's cool. There's a lot of different areas there.
Yeah, no, I there's a lot that I could improve in. So,
but it's good. That's a good mindset toward life. It's so easy. Like I say that question, there's a million things that come up. It's like it means you're thinking a lot about like yourself and how you can get better. Because it's funny. Because ironically, like some of the things you talk about, like speaking slower and clearly. Like I think out of a lot of the guests I've had on, like you speak really well.
Really?
That's something I struggle with a lot. And it's despite 140 episodes, I still feel like I'm terrible.
Dude, I appreciate it. I mean, like I was telling you, I think that's something that Theta Tau actually has helped me with a lot, is like being able to speak well. But actually this is completely off topic, but like one thing I noticed, I mean it is on topic, but like kind of off topic. One thing I noticed is like my vocabulary is very basic. And one of my classes, German fairy tales, it's
are you taking it right now?
Yeah, I am. We're just starting to read like the first fairy tale. The first one's Little Red Riding Hood.
What's it called?
And it's dark, bro. The actual like background is super dark. But anyways, I was reading like the introduction to those stories in the book, and there were just so many words that I had no idea what meant, and I just found myself every 10 seconds just looking up what words were.
It's good you search it up at least, though.
Yeah, so, yeah. But it's really showed me, like, my vocabulary is incredibly basic, and I guess it's also kind of showing me the value of, like, humanities and things like that, I guess, I think it can be good in certain ways, so.
Yeah, they're definitely areas. Like, I like reading fairy tales because I feel like they just show you a lot about like day-to-day life as well in a weird way. Cause
yeah, I mean there's a lot of like morals and values that are incorporated into them, so yeah,
I feel like you can kind of reflect on humans in general just looking at the stories humans create.
For sure.
I actually really enjoyed reading some of those fairy tales.
Yeah,
I didn't read all of them, but I tried some of them. But
do you have a favorite?
I like Beauty and the Beast a lot.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, no, I know.
It got me kind of emotional, bro.
Huh?
It got me kind of emotional.
Dude, I honestly don't even remember the plot. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was something about like Beauty, like always being honest and telling the truth. Like that really stuck with me. Like I don't know what it is about that, but that's something that felt very cool. It's like I don't know if you watched Lucifer growing up, that Netflix show.
Lucifer, I actually didn't, but like I've seen clips and stuff sometimes.
Yeah. It was a really good show, and like the main character, like he never lies. That's his thing. Like he'll say the most outrageous shit. People won't believe him, but it's like always true because he just like doesn't lie. And there's something about honesty that to me is, you know, it's such a cool trait. Value. I mean, I'm not perfect all the time, but it's, I don't know. I think it's so cool.
Do you think like you know how people justify lying it, because like they think it's like protecting people. Do you have like any opinion on that? Like this, I mean, I guess like most people would probably say there's a line. Do you kind of tend to agree with that, or?
Yeah, I try to tell the truth as much as I can, but like, if objectively it does not make sense to tell the truth for whatever reason, like, I think it's fine to lie. I'm a terrible liar. Like, I'm really bad at lying.
Dude, I am too.
I've tried sometimes, and the people just know instantly I'm lying.
Yeah.
I'm just so bad.
Yeah, I know, growing up, I used to, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of calling myself out here a little bit, but growing up, I used to lie to my parents sometimes, and, like, it really never worked, and they always used to tell me, like, you're a terrible liar, you'd make a terrible thief, and I was like, hey, at least you know I'm not going down that path, you know? So, yeah, at least now I've, switched off of that.
That's good.
Definitely a lot more honest with my parents now. So,
like, when I think about lying, I'm like, I know I'm not going to get away with this, so I'm just going to tell the truth all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Beauty and the Beast is a really good story. I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo right now.
What's that?
It's a classic book written in the 1800s, set in France, and it's a really good book. It's like a fiction book.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought that up because what you're talking about with the vocabulary, I related to that a lot because there's just so many words. I'm like, what the hell is that? But
yeah.
I think if you're searching them up as you go, like, you're improving your vocabulary. You're learning.
Yeah.
It's a good experience to learn new shit. So.
No, yeah, that's why I've been appreciating it a lot. Is because it's definitely an opportunity to learn. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
Yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Nothing.
No, I was just gonna say, like, one of the words was bifurcate, which do you know what that means?
No.
It's like to split into two different paths, and okay,
I see.
like it kind of makes sense, right? So it's like I saw myself, like, before trying to look it up, I would be like, all right, well, just like logically, what could this mean, like, based on context and things like that. And it's definitely like a good way to exercise my brain, I think, and it's like a different way than I'm used to. So
something my dad used to do is, like, he'd read a lot, and when he wouldn't know a word, he'd write it down, and then when he would write, he would try to use the words. It was, like, interesting, but he got his vocabulary pretty good from doing that. So
so like, what do you mean by writing
he
it
likes
down?
to write. So, like, he used to, I don't know if he still does this, but he used to have, like, this website where he would, like, write poetry and, like, stories and stuff. But I think now he writes, like, travel blogs, so I don't know if he still does the word thing, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are you interested in poetry?
No.
Dude, I'm not
a
either.
writer, bro.
I'm not either.
Like, I used to, I mean, obviously before ChatGPT, you have to do all your writing yourself, but even when ChatGPT came out, I never would copy paste stuff right from ChatGPT because I felt like it's just so obvious if something's ChatGPT before it got good like it is today.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still use it as a tool, like, for essays and stuff. Like, if I needed help, it would support me. But it's slowly, as I got to college, and I started to, like, prioritize, like, my important classes, my English classes. I started ChatGPTing everything, and, like, I got to the point where I was copy pasting from ChatGPT, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, whatever, right? But I think as I was, like, writing my essays for these applications, I figured I'd try writing them myself because I think ChatGPT has, like, a standard, and if I can beat the standard, I can beat the average or whatever. But I tried to write, and it's like, damn, I haven't wrote in, like, 2 years. It's actually kind of hard.
Yeah.
But then I kind of forced myself to do it, and actually, my writing was objectively better than what I could have gotten with ChatGPT. But, I'm trying to, like, take a step back and try to get myself to write more if I need to for, like, an application without using chat, because I think it's good to train your brain in that way too.
So like, writing for applications, do you mean like
club apps?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's like the why this club type of thing,
or
stuff
like that. Talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Or, those kind of problems.
Yeah. Have you been doing a lot of that recently?
Well, yeah, that was more like last weekend. I probably spent like 4 or 5 hours on club apps, but
wow,
I applied to 3. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of time for applications for
I think
sure.
I'm done applying now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to working on ROOKI and recruiting and try to do it as well as I can, and we'll see where life takes us. So.
How big is the team for ROOKI now?
It's just 4 of us. So we have 3 co-founders and 1 founding engineer. So.
Okay, and is that 2 CS, 2 business,
yeah.
Or okay? Is the other CS like also working on the app with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So I feel like we could use some more engineers. So maybe we'll try to get some more people, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What things are you looking to improve?
For ROOKI?
Yeah.
So we launched our MVP in December, and it was a hockey-focused app because we figured we could niche down to a community.
Yeah.
And if we niche down to make the perfect hockey platform, we can pivot from there. But it ended up being like not the best decision because hockey fans typically are a lot older, and because of that, we were kind of making the wrong product for the wrong person, and we kind of shifted so far away from our vision of ROOKI that I think recently we really had to take a step back and think like, what the hell are we even doing right now? Mm-hmm. Like we were getting users and everything, but like we weren't really building ROOKI. We were building a hockey app. It was like really weird what kind of path we went down.
Mm-hmm.
So like I reflected a lot this last week, and I kind of mapped out like my ideal version of ROOKI, and there's like 3 components to it. And I guess the biggest question was like, which of those components do we want to go all in on? So those 3 components were AI personalization, social, and gamification. Mm-hmm. And we realized that what we want to go deep into was AI personalization, and then use social and gamification to make the app sticky. So it's like you might feel like going on the app to see what your friends posted, or because you want to open your chest or whatever, like you would in Clash Royale. But
yeah, the
reason you're on the app is because we're trying to make the best possible platform for sports consumption that just tells you exactly what you want to see in one place. Because I think that most apps try to cater to like the larger audience. They're not like personalized around the user, and it's like I feel like an individual wants to see something very specific to him, why this matters really quickly, and then like leave. But we're trying to use artificial intelligence to kind of watch the user's behaviors to kind of show him like what exactly he or she wants to see on the app, and yeah, we're trying to ride the wave of AI and see how we can use that for sports consumption. So
that sounds pretty difficult to do, is it?
It depends how deep you go. So the vision for us is more like let's say you're Joey Swartz and you're a Michigan student, so you care about Michigan football, but you kind of just care a little bit, but not too much. But let's say you're a huge baseball fan, you're huge, I don't know, so you're from Boston, you're a huge Red Sox fan, and you want to like stay in touch with them, and you're also really into professional fishing, let's just say.
Yeah.
Alright? So, you know, what you want to see on your app is very different than what like your friend Landon wants to see on the app, right? Mm-hmm. But imagine you open the app and the headline is that, oh yeah, Michigan just lost to Ohio State today. This matters because, it impacts our chances of the Rose Bowl by XYZ. Underneath that, it's like the fishing rankings, and underneath that is a card with like how the Red Sox just did in the last game and like an AI insight of why that matters. So the core is like, when you open the app, it looks very different than when I open the app. And that's kind of what we're going for. It's going to be using a lot of like GPT wrappers and stuff like that as well, and we're going to build some of our own logic as well. But for our MVP, we're keeping it very simple. We're not using any LLMs. We're just kind of using like maybe some like small insight related AI stuff, but mainly just like small logic behavior checks and like based on like onboarding, kind of make it very simple. Mm-hmm. But eventually down the road, we want to make it like the best possible platform for showing what you want to see. And it's a little bit more exciting because it's a little bit more technically challenging, and I think our old app was like not as technically challenging, but I think I prefer something that's a little bit more technically challenging, because otherwise like then anyone can make an app, right? Mm-hmm. All you need to know is know how to code, right? So I feel like I like the technical challenge of it, but if it's done well, I think it could be cool.
Yeah. So are you making like an entirely new app, or are you just okay? And it's gonna be called MVP.
It's called, so MVP stands for it's like a term used in business called minimum value product or minimum viable product. So
okay, yeah.
Sorry, you're good.
I'm lost, bro.
All good. So our app is called ROOKI, and an MVP is like used as terminology, like the first most basic version of the app.
Okay.
Like let's say you're working on like building like any product really. Like let's say you want to build a mic, but building this mic can take like years or like engineering, right? But what's like the simplest version of the mic that just works? Mm-hmm. Like how quickly can we make the most basic version launch to release it, and then offer that, make it maybe style it a little bit, make it better, improve it. But MVP just stands for like what can we ship in a month if you want to make the basic skeleton of the app. So, yeah.
Is the idea of that to kind of like reduce risk, I guess, because like if you get it out earlier, you can kind of see if it has potential or not. Is that kind of the idea of it, or?
Yeah, I think everything right now for any startup is theory, right? And I think the speed at which you could ship is very important, because the faster you ship, the faster you get feedback. Mm-hmm. And we could be thinking about this amazing idea for ROOKI, and we spend 2 years building it, and then no one ends up using it. So it's more just like what makes ROOKI unique, and like putting like the most basic version of that out there just to see how people respond to it in a small group, and then slowly build from there. But ideally, you want to just keep launching, keep releasing. every month or so, just so that, because like we launched our hockey app like pretty quickly, and then we got instant feedback and like instant reactions of users. And
so what is your guys' like method for like feedback? Like what exactly were you guys doing for that?
So for the hockey app, so it's a little bit different based on what we're doing now in our hockey app. But for our hockey app, we had the 2 guys in the business side. We probably reached out to like thousands of people on Instagram, like hockey creators, telling them about our app, onboarding them on, and then we launched on December 26th. We onboarded all of them on, and then we were basically just messaging them back and forth, like, yo, how do you feel about the app? What can we do better? For our next launch, we're deciding to not make a sport niche, but make it like a community niche. So we're starting with 2 groups, which is DTD at Michigan, which is a frat, and California D1 rugby team, because they're on the rugby team there. And you know, the other guy working on me is in DTD, and I have a lot of friends in DTD, so I think it's a perfect community to launch an app to. And then since they're all in when they all download the app, they can all see each other's profiles instantly, so the app won't feel empty. I think a problem with an app like this is that you're trying to make it for everybody, it's going to feel so empty at first, right? Like if somebody at USC downloads it, he's going to be the only person at USC who was on the app, right? So our goal is to just like choose like these 2 small groups. In 6 weeks from now, we want like 30 to 50 people per group on the app, using it every day, and then just directly ask them for feedback. So to see if they like it, if they would use it. So,
yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. So we'll see now.
Yeah, no, good luck with that, dude.
Thank you, Joey.
When do you think it's gonna, like, are you guys close to figuring out like when it's gonna be released, or?
So there's all the stuff we're talking about that I'm sharing with you right now is pretty new. Like we kind of we're talking about this on Wednesday, and we decided we'd finalize a timeline tomorrow evening. So I've built my own timeline for my vision, and what I see happening is we already built like a different version of the app, so I don't think re-engineering will take too much time, but we want to do the visual a little bit differently. So we're hoping to launch a basic skeleton 2 weeks from now. It's going to take a lot of work, so I have to work on this day and night, but just 2 weeks from now we'll launch a basic skeleton and show it to like 3 to 5 guys at DTD and 3 to 5 guys at Cal Rugby to get their instant feedback, let us know what to change and fix, take another 2 weeks to make it better, and then launch to everybody.
That seems smart.
So hopefully 4 weeks from now, right before March Madness, we have something up there. So
sweet, yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, Joey.
Awesome.
Anyways, I think it's been a great podcast. They hit another 2 hours again.
Yeah, I see.
But it's honestly, that don't feel like 2 hours at all.
No, not at all.
We talked about a lot of cool stuff though.
Yeah.
But, it's always great to talk to you.
Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if we want to talk to you. I feel like you're very the attitude that which you give off is very simple but very like directed. Like you're very clear on the things you care about. Like it's exact same themes as last time, right? Like you still care about health, you still care about family, but the details of your life keep evolving and changing. But I like that you have those 2 things.
I appreciate it.
Very important too. And, excited to see what cool things we'll do this year, and we'll run it back next year, hopefully.
Yeah, same to you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
See you, Joey.
All right, see ya.
I think you're number 141. So
141?
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if you find your old one. Was it 91?
91 right there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Little smiley face.
Yeah, you probably said 90 last time you filled out, right?
Comparatively, yeah. I'm surprised there's still decent bit of room.
Yeah,
I think last time I dropped the marker when
yeah,
you threw it.
There you go on video too.
That's why I used 2 hands this time. I was like, I can't drop it.
Maybe the 3rd time the charm next year.